Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing out there in Facebook and YouTube land? You've hit on the Rose Garden tonight. We're so happy to have you here. It's our 32nd season. It's an odd season to be at the Rose Garden here in my living room. And I know you're all in your living rooms too, and everything's going to be okay. We have such a wonderful show for you tonight. We have Brooks Williams. And we've just had sound check and it was awesome. You're going to love this show. Just a couple of notes tonight. I don't need to tell you where the bathrooms are or what to recommend at intermission because you know where your own bathrooms are, and we're not going to have an intermission tonight. We're just going to go straight through the show. I think Brooks is going to play for about an hour, and we hope you'll stick around. If you feel so moved, you'll see a link in your comment section and occasionally across as a banner on your screen for a tip jar for the concert tonight. And we hope you will hit on that if you can. And if not, please just enjoy the concert. We have another show. Our next show I want to tell you about is December 5th. It is a pre-recorded show. It's one of our favorites. It's a big favorite of everyone. Southern Rail has pre-recorded a concert in their own backyard to share with you on December 5th. So join us back here on December 5th for that. That's all I really have tonight, other than just to introduce you, not introduce you. You all know why you're here. He requires absolutely no introduction, but I'm going to do the best I can anyway. Brooks Williams has played at every festival, in every town, in every city, all over the world. He's all over the world right now. He's in England tonight, I believe. And we're so happy to have him here. I checked the roster, our old roster, and Brooks Williams has last played the Rose Garden on St. Patrick's Day of 2001. So it has been quite a long time. It's been far too long. Please help me welcome Brooks Williams.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for that lovely introduction. It's great to be with you. Listen, I'm going to take off these headphones because I don't like to sing with them on. But I'll be reading comments that come up on the little chat feature here. But it's a pleasure to be with you. Really miss everyone back in Massachusetts. And so from my home in Cambridge, England, where it's just a little bit after midnight, I'm going to start with a song about snow, about a coming snowstorm. And this is a song I wrote when I lived in Massachusetts because we know a thing or two about snow. Winter moon, half away for nothing more, throwing moonbeams on my floor. Through my window, pools of light on my guitar case, I move my bed to see your face. Ring of diamonds, ring of light, ring around the moon. So bright, snow it may and snow it might, snow gonna fall on this town tonight. In the whisper, in the soft and wintry kiss, I must remember this. Pearls of wisdom, gems of love and truth sublime, the silence speaks of the divine. Ring of diamonds, ring of light, ring around the moon so bright. Snow it may and snow it might. Snow gonna fall on this town tonight. And as you sleep, she will go on silken footsteps you will not know. She will slip from your side. She pulls on you like she pulls on the tide. Yeah. Winter moon, winter moon, ah, ah. Great, thank you very much. I hope you all are okay out there. I was meant to be in New England and Massachusetts at this time, so I'm glad I could be with you virtually. Now, I moved up to Massachusetts when I was 18 years old, moved from Boston, where I was born and raised, moved up from Georgia, and moved up to Boston. And I had never heard anything like acoustic music or folk music before. But there was great radio. There still is great radio around Boston. And some of you may remember Dick Pleasance and on WGBH and the Coffee House at WERS and WUMB, of course. That was kind of my training ground. That was where I got my education. And I'd like to play a song I heard probably in that first year that I went up to Boston, made that my home. It's a great old tune. It's by the great Norman Blake, and it's a great tune called the Church Street Blues. I've been hanging out in town in that low-down rain, watching Good Time Charlie Man, well, it's driving me insane. Down on shady Charlotte Street, the green lights look all red. I wish I could get back home, I'd sleep in my own bed. Sit down on my easy chair, see if I can lose them. Thin dime, hard time, hell on Church Street Blues. I find myself back here again like yesterday's news. Hard to hold your head up high with holes in your shoes. Give a nickel, spare a dime, a good deed for today. I don't need my billfold, I'll throw it far away. Sit down in my easy chair, see if I can lose them. Thin dime, hard time, hell on Church Street Blues. I wish I had some guitar strings, the old black diamond brand. I'd string up this old guitar, I'd go and join some band. but I guess that I'll just stay right here, see what I can get. I still know a song or two, and there's life in these strings yet. Sit down on my easy chair, see if I can lose them. Thin dime, hard time, hell on Church Street. Thin dime, hard time, hell on Church Street. Thin dime, hard time, hell on Church Street Blues. Church Street Blues. I probably first heard Tony Rice play that. That was probably who I first heard play that. Well, I'd like to play a song. That first song I played, Winter Moon, came off of a record I made for Green Linnet Records. I don't know if you remember that record label, but in the 1996, I think is when I made that record. And I'd like to do a song now that I put on a record also that came out on the great Green Linnet Records. And this is a song about a conversation I had with a fella traveling around England, and this is called Inland Sailor. I'm a sailor, miles from the sea, phantom waves beneath my feet, turning tides, changing times. I curse the fates that brought me here. I've a boat in my garden, it lay upside down. Sometimes when I stand real close, I hear the gulls cry, I smell the sea salt, I feel the waves going up and down. My face is weathered by the years I have worked on the sea. The storms I faced nearly took my life. I don't know how I made it back alive. I'm a boat in my garden, it lay upside down. Sometimes when I stand real close, I hear the gulls cry, I smell the sea salt, I feel the waves going up and down. Waiting for the stars to shine, heaven's lights to guide my way. My old man once told me That's a sailor's star. Keep your eyes on it and you will stay on course. I've a boat in my garden. It lay upside down. Sometimes when I stand real close, I hear the gulls cry, I smell the sea salt, I feel the waves going on. I hear the gulls cry, I smell the sea salt, I feel the waves going on. So that one's called Inland Sailor, and it's from a record I made in 1994. But I'd like to do a song now, do one of the old classics. I was born in a little town called Statesboro down in Georgia, and we grew up. There's some rich music, as you can well imagine. We were listening to Sam Cooke on the radio, and we heard Ray Charles on the radio, and obviously we heard the Allman Brothers. And what was just kind of mind-blowing to me as a really young kid, just sort of digging the music, was when I was told that a lot of the music the Allman Brothers were playing was music from musicians that had come before them, and that was a revelation. And this is one of those songs. I was born in Statesboro, so I was interested in the song Statesboro Blues. And I heard the Allman Brothers do it first. And then someone said, oh, there's an older song. That comes from an old classic. And that was the rabbit hole down which I went. And so this is an arrangement of the Blind Willie McTell Statesboro Blues. Wake up, mama, turn your lamp down low. Wake up, mama, turn your lamp down low. Have you got the nerve to drive me from your door? My mama died and left me reckless. My papa died and left me wild. My mama died and left me reckless. My papa died and left me wild. I know I'm not good looking, but I'm some sweet woman's angel child. You're a mighty mean woman to treat me this way. You're a mighty mean woman to treat me this way. I'm gonna leave this town, pretty mama, gone away to stay. stop. Oh, to see that fireman when he got that boiler hot. Reach over in the corner now, hand me my traveling shoes. Well, you know I got them. I was born with them Statesboro blues. My mama's got them, my daddy's got them, my brother's got them, my sister's got them too. I woke up this morning, I had them Statesboro blues. I look over in the corner now, Grandpa, Grandma have them too. Wake up, mama, turn your lamp down low. Wake up, mama, turn your lamp down low. Have you got the nerve to drive me? Have you got the nerve to drive me? Have you got the nerve to drive me from your door? Yeah. Statesboro Blues. Man, oh man. I would like to do a song now that comes from an instrumental guitar record that I made in 2000. It's a record called Little Lion. And I was making records at that time for a record company called Signature Sounds, which is out in Northampton, Massachusetts, which is where I lived for quite a long time. And I remember I had done a couple of records for them at that time. And I remember Jim Olson, the head of the label, coming to me and saying, "We'd love you to do another record, but maybe on this one, don't sing." And you can imagine what I thought when he said that. Like, well, why not? But actually, it was a genius bit of advice because I had never been given permission to just play the guitar, and so that was a revelation that I could just play pieces of guitar music, and I loved it. It really did. It was a major sea change in what I do with the guitar and what I do with music. So I want to play you a song from that one. This is a tune that I relearned over this COVID period with being home and off the road. I've got lots of requests from people emailing me and contacting me through the internet and saying, could you please make a film of, or make a recording of, or can you teach me how to play whatever? And this is one that came to me. I can't remember the couple's name, but they asked for this one, and it was a pleasure to relearn this tune. This tune is called Lizard Logic, and it was really great to relearn this one. So I'd like to thank them very much for this, and I'd like to play it for you. Lizard Logic. That's Lizard Logic. That's from an instrumental record I made called Little Lion. Well, I'd like to jump ahead quite a few years. I'd like to jump ahead about 11 years from that last piece, and I'd like to do a song now from one of my favorite songwriters, a California songwriter called Dave Alvin. And I first came to know Dave Alvin through his album King of California, and just fell in love with that whole album. And I used to fly out of Bradley Airport in Hartford and fly all over the country, or if I was going overseas, I'd fly out of Logan, out of Boston, and I'd take that record with me. For many, many years, I took it with me and listened to it wherever I was in the world. Would either have it on my Walkman when we had those, or later had it on my MP3 player, or took the CD itself for the put in the rental car. But in the early 2000, like 2010, 2011, I finally decided to have a go at writing an arrangement for the song King of California. And I knew I always loved the song, but absolutely fell in love with it once I started to rearrange it. So it's classic. It's a classic song. It's love, and love gone wrong, and love falling apart, and all the good stuff. There's a little bit of theft in there. There's a little bit of murder in there. So it's proper folk music. So it's the stuff we love when it comes to folk music. It's a great song, King of California. Now this year, it's 30 years since my first record came out. In 1990, my first record came out. And probably WGBH and WUMB and WERS were probably the first radio stations anywhere in the world to play it. So great big thank you to them for getting me started. Yeah, so it's really great. So I put this song on my 30th anniversary record. That was 30 years ago, and I put out a record this year of some of my favorites from the last 30 years. I went back in the studio, and this was one I had to put on there. King of California. I left my home and my one true love east of the Ohio River. Her father said we'd never wed, for I had no gold nor silver. Oh, my darling dear, please have no fear. I think it's fair to warn ya that I'll return to claim your hand as the King of California. Over deserts hot and mountains cold, I traveled the Indian country. I called your name to the lonesome wind, remembering my only company. Oh, my darling dear, please have no fear. I think it's fair to warn ya that I'll return to claim your hand as the King of California. Yeah. I went up from Sacramento town to the Sierra Goldfields. I worked my claim on a riverbank, dreaming just how a rich man feels. Oh, my darling dear, please have no fear. I think it's fair to warn ya that I'll return to claim your hand as the King of California. Yeah. There's a dead man lying at my feet. He tried to steal my earnings. I recall your tender kiss, though this bullet in my chest is burning. Oh, my darling dear, please have no fear. I think it's fair to warn ya that I'll return to claim your hand as the King of California. The King of California. Yeah, 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 yeah. King of California by Dave Alvin. Well, back in the day, when really before we were using cell phones that much. I remember making a phone call to one of the record companies I was working with. It was probably Green Linnet Records, and I remember I was in my little 3-room apartment out in Northampton, Massachusetts, and my son had just been born, so he was probably maybe not even 1 yet, and I remember ringing up because it's what we had to do in those days. You used to have to call your person at the record company, and you used to have to tell them what you were up to. Obviously, there were no websites. There was no, they just wanted to know you were getting on with things. And one of the things that this guy Tom at the record label, I used to call him up, and he would particularly be interested in what was I writing, and what songs were sort of brewing, and do we have a new record somewhere. And at the time, what I didn't realize was a lot of the independent radio people were sort of trying to think, well, what do you call this music that is kind of singer-songwriter music? It's kind of folk music, but it's not folk music. It's kind of bluesy, but it's not bluesy. What do you call it? Well, of course, they came up with the term Americana, but they were discussing that at the time, and all the record labels were involved in it, and the radio stations. And so little did I know that I was in that conversation. And but I remember writing this song in my little 3-room flat out in Northampton, and I remember ringing up Tom on the phone, and it was one of the old phones that you were connected to the wall with a wire. And I remember sort of having to ring him up and then put the phone on the table, and then put my knee up so I could hold my guitar. And I remember playing him the song over the phone that way. And I remember that he liked it. And that was a great feeling. But it's a song I've been playing for years and years. It's a true story about a fellow that I met out on the road in a sort of a situation that he had, and he told me all about it. And it's just kind of a universal thing. It's a sad song. Get out your hankies. It's called "Going Away." The house is dark, the house is cold, the wood stove had been out for hours. I did not know you were going away. I feed the dog, light the fire, I read your note one more time. This house is empty, this love is gone. I'm through living a lie. I did not know you were going away. I must be blind, I must be deaf, I must be thick as a wall, I must know nothing at all, nothing at all. I must be blind, I must be deaf, I must be thick as a wall, I must know nothing at all, nothing at all. You took the kids, took the car. You took what you felt you own. Daylight fades, I try to call, but you won't answer your phone. I did not know you were going away. I did not know you were going away. That's called Going Away. That's an old song, old country song that I wrote many, many years ago. Well, I'd like to do a song now that another one of the old blues songs. I think this one was done by Leadbelly. I think I'm pretty sure that it was. In those early years when I was flying out of Logan and heading over to Europe, and I was traveling around with a backpack and a guitar and traveling by train and doing all these little gigs. Once again, people were very, generous and opening up their homes and welcoming people like myself in. They used to turn me on to some great music as I traveled around. This is one I learned traveling around. It's a great old tune called You Don't Know My Mind. Walking down the road, head hanging low. Someone tell me where the time goes. You don't know my mind. 'Cause when you see me laughing, I'm laughing to keep from crying. Sometimes my heart, it feels like a stone. Sometimes I feel so all alone. You don't know my mind. 'Cause when you see me laughing, I'm laughing to keep from crying. 'Cause when you see me laughing, I'm laughing to keep from crying. Well, I work every summer the whole year through. All I got to show is these holes in my shoes. You don't know my mind. 'Cause when you see me laughing, I'm laughing to keep from crying. 'Cause when you see me laughing, I'm laughing to keep from crying. I wish I had a nickel, I wish I had a dime. I wouldn't have to work so hard all the time. You don't know my mind. 'Cause when you see me laughing, I'm laughing to keep from crying. 'Cause when you see me laughing, I'm laughing to keep from crying. 'Cause when you see me laughing, I'm laughing to keep from crying. 'Cause when you see me laughing, I'm laughing to keep from crying. That's You Don't Know My Mind. Well, I hope everyone's doing all right out there. I sure do miss your smiling faces. I think all of these songs can be found somewhere out there on the interweb if you're looking for them. Except for this next one. This is one that one of the ones that I've been working on since I've been off the road in March, since March. This has an old country feel to it. Morning dove begins to sing its lonesome morning song, and for a moment I am free until the curtain falls. Then it all comes flooding back again, like when the levee breaks, the desert turns into a sea. With the tears I cry, easy, or life could be easy, and we sure could use some easy right now. Life's too short for fair weather friends and double dealing jacks. I shouldn't let it get to me, but I do. I wanna be your light as the seasons turn, steady as a burning flame, through Sunday sun and Wednesday rain. Easy, life could be easy, and we sure could use some easy right now. come easy right now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm going to switch guitars. I'm going to switch over. Some of you know our friend Steve Gretz, who used to live in Massachusetts, who now lives off in Rochester, New York. He and Leslie live there. Well, this is Steve's old Gibson Hummingbird. Those of you that remember Steve playing that, let me show you a bit. It's a beautiful little guitar. Well, it's not very little. It's a truck. Anyway, I'd like to play you a tune now. It's a tune I wrote out in Ithaca, and in a part of Ithaca called South Hill. I have a friend who's out there. He's called Tom, and Tom works at Cornell. He teaches astronomy, I think, among other things, and he, as the saying goes, has the brain the size of a planet. I mean, he is one intelligent person, and I always enjoy speaking with him. But he also loves guitar, and he's got a great guitar collection. So I went to visit him, and he kept bringing out these amazing acoustic guitarists for me to play. And he lives in a part of Ithaca called South Hill, and you can beautiful vistas of that part of New York State. So I wrote this song on one of those beautiful guitars there that night, and it's a thoughtful little nighttime piece. And it kind of reminds me, when I was writing it, it kind of reminded me of, back in the days when people used to go to theater shows to listen to solo guitarists. I remember when I first went up to Boston, and I remember Berkeley Performance Center and that theater at Harvard. I can't remember the name of it, Sanders Theater. They'd have people like Michael Hedges and Alex DeGrassi and Will Ackerman. It was a real guitar thing, and Pierre Bensusson. Beautiful stuff. It was amazing. And that was kind of before the singer-songwriter thing kind of rolled around again. But I remember going to some of those shows and being quite mesmerized by the sound of one guitar, that it could be that amazing. So I kind of had that in my head when I wrote this. This song was written years and years after that, of course, but I want to play it for you. It's in an exotic tuning, and it's called South Hill. That's South Hill. Send that out to my friend Tom, way out there in Ithaca. And yeah, that's cool. And I'm loving seeing the messages pop up. It's great to see Kim and Tim. I saw some other names flash up. Thank you so much for your nice messages. And I'd like to say a big thank you. Oh, there's Margot. Hey there, Margot. That's great. I'd like to say a big thank you to the Rose Garden for asking me to do this. I was meant to be with you in person, and obviously none of that's happening. But it's great just to be with you here. And I know some people will catch up later on YouTube and whatever. But it's just been a delight. The Rose Garden was one of the early places that booked me when things were starting out. So I thank them and you very much for that. Little did I know then I'd have this career that would last all this time. So I'm very grateful. So I'd like to change the tuning. Change the tuning here. I'd like to just do like maybe like a couple more songs, if that's okay. This is a song I get lots of requests for this song. It's a song about a very obscure guitar player, a fella called Frank Landry, and he was from the city of New Orleans. And he was playing guitar when Louis Armstrong was a child. So we're talking a long time ago. And at a time before the Beatles and before Elvis, the guitar really wasn't a thing. I mean, that was pre-Charlie Christian. So there wouldn't have been any kind of jazz guitar that we know of. There would have been banjo, like jazzy banjo, but there wouldn't have been guitar. But apparently he was so good at guitar that people they couldn't get enough of it. And so it boggles the mind to think about that. As someone who loves guitar and is obsessed with guitar and songs, apparently he did both. So it really does boggle the mind to think what that might have been like. And the thing is one day he just didn't show up to work, and nobody knew what happened to him, and he was never heard from again, ever. So talk about mystery. Wow. And there's all these little tales about what may have happened to him, whatever. But anyways, just absolutely, boggles the mind to think about it. Anyway, I wanted to write him a song because his name is not known. And so I thought, well, if I wrote this song, at least a handful of people would know the name Frank Landry. Voices on the levee are quiet now. The only sound is the river, and the boats heading close to New Orleans, with their lights fading in the distance like the night. Frank Landry died. Frank played guitar down at the hotel 5 nights a week and all weekend long. And the notes that he played washed like the waves on the rough and tumble jetty down the line like the night. Frank Landry died on the night that Frank Landry died. There was no one who could describe what had happened, what went wrong. Where had Frank Landry gone? women down at the hotel used to sit on the stairs and listen, and the songs that he played carried them away on waves of a memory of lost love, like the night Frank Landry died. People crowded round the open windows just to hear that guitar man play. They came from up and down the river, some as far as 50 miles away, like the night Frank Landry died. On the night that Frank Landry died, there was no one who could describe what had happened, what went wrong, where had Frank Landry gone. Voices on the levee are quiet now. Thank you very much. That's called Frank Landry, after that New Orleans guitarist. It's great to see some lovely names, Barnes and Kathy and Margot. Great to see, and I saw Donna flash up before. I'm going to do one more song here. I just want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please stay safe and look after each other. I know we're all thinking about that over here, and we're thinking a lot about not only people that we know in other places, but we're trying to look after each other close to home. I'll look forward to seeing you when we can travel again and get back out there. But you know that I love the old songs, and I came across this song. I was doing a deep dive into YouTube, and was started following some breadcrumb trails into some various things. And you know, I love the old jazz songs and the old blues songs, and I came across this one. I just fell in love with it. But it might be a good one to end this evening with. This is called "If You Want the Rainbow, You Must Have the Rain." Take your share of trouble, face it and don't complain. If you want the rainbow, must have the rain. Happiness comes in double after a little pain. If you want the rainbow, you must have the rain. And if your love affair should break up, as they sometimes will, when you kiss and you make up, now honey, that's a thrill. Sadness ends in gladness. Showers are not in vain. If you want the rainbow, you must have the rain. What if your love affair should break up, as it sometimes will, when you kiss and you make up? Now honey, that's a thrill. Be a cheerful loser. You have the world to gain. If you want the rainbow, you must have the rain. If you want the rainbow, you must have the rain. If you want the rainbow, you must have. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight. It's great to be singing here tonight, and it's great to see your messages come up. Fabulous, just great to see you. Take good care of yourselves. Lots of love to everybody, and let's keep in touch as much as we're able. So thank you very much, everyone. Thanks to the Rose Garden. I'll turn it back over to the Rose Garden folks, but thank you very much. Great. See you later. See you later. See you later. Bye.
What a great hour of entertainment. That was so awesome. And just seeing everybody in the comments so pumped up to watch this. I mean, you have a lot of fans here, and we had a lot of people on tonight
Great.
taking part in this.
Great. Well, it feels like
Yeah.
home. Thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
it
it
was
feels like
awesome.
home, so it's just great, and it's great to see names pop up, and I go, "Oh my God! I miss you guys so much." So it's great stuff. So thanks.
I'll bet. I'll bet. And thank you so much for staying up past your
No problem.
bedtime
It's a
to join
Saturday
us here
night. Yeah,
tonight.
it's a
You take a
Saturday
nap
night.
now.
Things are hopping in this town. Yeah.
It is. I'm proud
Yeah.
of you. Yeah, it was really great, and it was
Yeah.
worth the 20-year wait to have you back here at the
Yeah.
Rose Garden, sort of. And you know, you can always count on music to bring
True.
people together. So even when we can't be face to face, we can enjoy a night together like this.
Thank
So
you.
we appreciate you so much. If everybody hasn't had a chance to donate, please feel free to do so. There are links scattered in amongst the comments, and you know, that's always appreciated. And please join us back here on December 5th if you are just hanging around and you'd love some great music. We'll be here for you like we always are. And we have the Southern Rail. We have Southern Rail on December 5th joining us, pre-recorded just for you. So everybody have a Thanksgiving to remember, no matter what it looks like. And we love you guys. And thanks again so much to Brooks Williams for being here. Take it easy.